That was
That's
excellent. Thank you,
wonderful.
Paula. Thank you so much. Anyway, I'm here with Paula Farquharson from the Apprentice Grace Irish Library in Monaco, of all places. A cute little place up a side street near the palace. Absolutely amazing. And if you haven't been there, you really should go. Anyway, today we're going to talk to Paula, who's fresh back from Ireland. Good morning, Paula.
Good morning, Mike. Lovely to talk to your audience at Buzz Riviera from, as you said, the lovely gym on the rock.
Well, it's gorgeous up there. So you had a great break in Ireland, I believe.
Yes, indeed. Very fortunate that I was able to uh, head over there, see family, and also participate in some of the wonderful cultural events there. There's so much going on in Ireland, and yeah, it's lovely to take advantage of that and meet up with old friends. There, I'm so fortunate to meet lots of Irish writers, such talent there, and there are many festivals going on. So it's lovely to take a break over there and slip in a little bit of promotion for the library.
Great idea. Well, that's the homeland of the library, if you like. So you've got a lot of things coming up. You've got a packed agenda for the new year, including a 40-year book and things like that. So let's talk about, oh, your next event sounds really interesting. It's the editor of the Irish Times, I believe. Tell me
That's
more
right.
about that.
Martin Doyle. Well, I'm not going
Oh.
to give too much away because he has a great talk lined up, and he is somebody who has worked as a journalist for all of his career, so over 30 years. So he's met with so many Irish writers, and he's also worked in the UK. So it lines up nicely with our theme this year, which is the reach and impact of the Irish diaspora. So he's seen it firsthand, the Irish community in the UK, the talent, the published authors who have been inspired by their work over there. So we're looking forward to him coming to talk. And it's wonderful because it's a nice collaboration with this Centre Culturel Irlandais, the Irish Cultural Centre in Paris. And they are an institution which also promotes Irish writers, etc. So they're a much bigger outfit than us. They're neighbor is the Irish Embassy, so they get a lot of writers in residence, as we do, but we have a program twice a year, whereas they have up to 30, 40 writers
Wow.
each year who, and they have the facility to host them there. So Martin is doing a residency there in Paris, and as part of our ongoing collaboration, we're always brainstorming in terms of what Paris is doing, etc. And so he is invited down, and he is going to come to Monaco in between his preparation for his second book. He had his first book published there recently, and yeah, so we're going to be in for a great, interesting talk, given all his experience and all his knowledge. I mean, you just have to open the Irish Times newspaper, and there's always an article by Martin interviewing an author, etc. In fact, he interviewed Carol Drinkwater, who I did a podcast with in July, and she came to Monaco and very kindly talked to the American Club of the Riviera and our members. So we organized that. And Martin had done an interview with her, so that kind of thing is wonderful. And just recently, I'll lean over and get. This is another podcast that I'm about to send out. I'll plug this wonderful writer, Christine Dwyer Hickey, Our London Lives, and again touching on the diaspora. And it's a wonderful story. I so enjoyed reading that to be able to talk to her because the theme for this year really is so broad because the Irish have emigrated everywhere, and of course their descendants have had such influence, and of course that touches on what our founder, basically the founding of this library was to pay tribute to Princess Grace's attachment to Ireland and her love of the culture and literature. And that's because, just to remind your listeners, in case they don't know, Princess Grace, Grace Kelly, she was born. Her grandfather was born in County Mayo in the west coast of Ireland. And at only age 20, he left, like so many others, and emigrated to the United States and built a very successful life for him and had a family. And so it's a theme that goes through the generations and still very relevant.
How are visitor numbers to the library itself? Because it's on the Rock in Monaco. And how is that going? And how with the attendances to your a lot of conferences last year? Will that be met this year? A lot of questions
Yes.
there.
Indeed. Well, it is, we're constantly getting people flowing through. So, just on a daily basis, yes, we get plenty of visitors. And of course, during the summer months, and even now, September is also very busy. And you never know who's going to come through the door. That's what's so wonderful about it. And you have visitors who have obviously an interest in Princess Grace, some who don't know the connection with Ireland. And just the other day, I had a wonderful gentleman who told me that he had just been in to visit the Prince and was describing a project that he's working on. And so he was able to use our resource here to research that work that I'm not going to give it away what he's researching, but it was just that wonderful chat for well over 2 hours, and to be able to give him the information that he was seeking, etc. And of course, we usually have an event every month, so that's what we try to do. And then we have writers who would be invited over, usually from Ireland, but some of them are living locally, and many who actually share their year between Ireland and France or nearby Italy. So it's a wonderful pool of talent that we draw on, and then of course try to uh, fill in the gaps with some interesting podcasts with writers or whatever. So we're open to all sorts of ideas, but we always have great attendance. Now our room where we have the conferences takes about 50 people. So of course it's first come, first served, and we try to accommodate everybody, but we usually always have a full house. And that's why it's important to have those extras like the podcasts, etc., for people who can't attend, or who are, say, for example, in America or Australia, but they want to hear what material we have and to hear what we're doing. So that's a fantastic way to encourage our members from all over the world to know what we're doing. And you mentioned the 40th book. So
Yes, I
that was
did.
last year, Lisa, and that has been a
Right.
great way to reach um, everybody around the world. So this is the copy of our beautiful book with the
Wow.
beautiful portrait of Princess Grace, which is here in the library. And in fact, that portrait was painted by an American writer of Moroccan origin, Mohammed Drizzy. And I just had his granddaughter contact me and want to know more about where the painting is, etc. So that connection stays. And it's just, as I said, you never know who you're going to talk to. So that book was published last year, exactly 40 years to the day when the library was inaugurated on the 20th of November, 1984. So we had a wonderful commemorative event here, and Prince Albert came, and also his sister, Princess Caroline, Princess of Hanover, as her title is now. And that was wonderful because we had an introductory film, a very short film that was done by the Institute, Audiovisual Institute here in Monaco. And they found old footage from that event 40 years ago. And you see two young in their 20s, prince and princess. All the family came, and Prince Rainier, their father, who had the idea to open the library, along with input from many other people, such as the Consul General of France, Mr. Pierre Joannin, and the likes of the English writer Anthony Burgess was one of the first trustees. And that I keep dropping the little snippets of information in here, but it was all part of gathering together that legacy of when it started. And so it was wonderful to be able to present them with this commemorative book, which basically we didn't want to do just a simple history of the 40 years of the library. We wanted to make it more personal, and we wanted to bring in the the testimonials and the anecdotes, the personal anecdotes of people who knew Princess Grace, who worked with her, who were family. So we have some wonderful. Each page is almost a personal dive into what they remember and how they remember Irish culture and literature being so important to Princess Grace. And we do, of course, have so many beautiful photos showing the trips, in particular the very first visit in 1961 to Ireland. And that was the first head of state visit by Prince Rainier. And he brought, of course, was accompanied by Princess Grace and their two children who were born at that point in time. And it was wonderful because that was the emotional kickstart, let's say, to meeting the Kelly family. And they gave her a beautiful gift of a lovely rare green marble Connemara coffret that is in the library here, that used to be in the palace, along with her collection of books that the princess started collecting after that trip. So, and of course, music. We've got over 1,000 music scores that are just so fabulous in terms of.
And they are amazing, and you can
You've
touch
seen
them.
them yourself, Mike.
I love them, and that's one of the main attractions for me. And they are amazing. They're different, and I would encourage anybody to go and look at the music scores. You don't see printed music these days. Uh,
It's exactly, it's true. And on that point, going to do a plug for the Journée de Patrimoine, so the Heritage Day,
oh,
and
please
that's
do.
in October. Exactly. So it's Sunday, the 5th of October, and that we're going to have concerts by the talented students from the Académie Rainier Trois. So the Conservatoire here in Monaco, these are students who are so talented, and they're wonderful harp professor and many other instruments as well. But obviously, the harp being the symbol of Ireland, it's our favorite one to hear here. And we are going to have concerts. So this year, the organizers of the Heritage Day have everything on their website, so people can reserve their place at any of. We've got three concerts in the morning of that Sunday, so people
Three.
should
Wow.
three. Yeah. Now each concert will be about 15 minutes long. And so it's a wonderful opportunity to come to an event and then to explore the library, but also to see many of the other treasures in Monaco as well. So people ha always have so much to see on that Heritage Day that we're doing short and sweet concerts in order to allow as many people as possible to come in through the door and enjoy it.
Wow. You touched on the word residencies. Can you tell me what they are? Because a lot of people don't know what a residency would be.
Exactly. So, writers in residence or academic in residence. And so, twice a year in spring and autumn, we will have a writer coming for a month. And that's thanks to the funding from the Ireland Funds of Monaco. So, that's a philanthropic group that head office in Ireland, but they're worldwide, very big branches in America. And basically, it's financing and supporting projects, mainly cultural, but also helping to encourage young people, young generation in Northern Ireland and collaboration between students for understanding of projects to maintain peace in Northern Ireland. So they do wonderful things, and we're so fortunate to have their support for this writer in residence because for any writer, you're plugging away and you're not getting paid until you get published, or maybe you get an advance or whatever. But what's come through from these writers is the importance of having that time and also to be removed from their daily routine because we take care of them. They are living in the community here, and so they're opening up their eyes to a whole different perspective and they're getting inspired by the library. So it's really very beneficial for them to work on a project. So bottom line is they usually have to present a project that's already started in progress and you apply. So it's all on our website. You can apply. The stipulation is that you have to be an Irish author or somebody who's resident in Ireland. So you could be any nationality, but if you're resident in Ireland, you're also able to apply. And then the applications are assessed by the Ireland funds, and of course they take note of what our theme is for the year, etc., to tie in with that. And then they will give a talk on one of the evenings when they are here, spending their month here. So we benefit from that. So, for example, we had the spring writers in resident, Conal Creedon, and he was wonderful. He was so engaging. He spoke with the lycée students as well as having an adult evening for the our members. And he was just fantastic. And he was also here when it was St. Patrick's Day. So we had him read one of his poems in the presence of Prince Albert, who came to enjoy the music and the literature, etc. So it's a wonderful experience for writers.
That's absolutely lovely. Well, I think we have to come to a close eventually, and I think this is probably a good time. So there are a lot of events going on. I'll post the links, and anything you want to sort of share, please let me know, and I'll include it with the article. Um,
That'd be
but
fantastic.
and I am going to pass by. I like the idea of the 5th of October. Let's see what happens. Anyway,
Excellent.
right now I need to say thank you so much, Paula. I really
Thank
appreciate your
you, Mike.
time and hope to see you soon. And as I say, I'll post all the links. And
Yeah,
while I'm looking for the off button, I
I
we will share giant smiles.
okay. And can I just say thank you so
Yes.
much for your support, Mike, because the Princess Grace Irish Library is a non-profit institution. We're under the umbrella of the Fondation Princesse Grace, which is the philanthropic foundation that Princess Grace founded herself 60 years ago. So we do rely on the goodwill of people to keep us going, and it's wonderful that you're helping to promote us.
Well, we've always been fans and we remain fans.
Thank you.
Anyway, thank you again, Paula. And
Thanks so much. See
okay,
you
keep that.
soon at the
See
library, the
you
Princess
soon.
Grace Irish Library on the Rock.
Okay, keep that smile while I find the off button.